Well, we start with our top story. The Franco-Algerian writer Boualem Sansal, who has been detained in Algeria for almost a year, is to be freed. This after the Algerian president granted him a pardon. That's according to a communiqué from the Algerian presidency. The statement says the pardon was granted following a request from the German president. Boualem Sansal is in his 80s and has cancer. He's a prominent critic of the Algerian government and was arrested in the midst of a diplomatic crisis between France and Algeria. Well, reactions are now coming in from senior French political figures. We can listen to some of those. We're going to start now with the French Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu.
Before responding to your question, please allow me to respond in the name of the French government in expressing our relief at the announcement by Algerian authorities that Boualem Sansal has been pardoned. We hope he can join his loved ones as soon as possible and receive medical treatment. I thank those who contributed to his liberation using respectful and calm methods.
And with further reaction, this from Éric Coquerel, who is a member of parliament for the far-left party, the LFI.
It's powerful news, great news. Generally, we demand the liberation of all our fellow citizens who are imprisoned around the world. We hope they will be returned to France. We have seen with Boualem Sansal, we were dealing with something extremely powerful and painful for France. I hope he can return as soon as possible and that his health is not too compromised from his detention.
Well, with some more background on the Franco-Algerian author, this from Caris Garland.
Boualem Sansal became a novelist relatively late in life. Now 81, he was in his 50s when his debut work of fiction was published. Before then, he'd been a teacher and a civil servant, living, he said, quietly and out of the spotlight. His first book, Le Serment des Barbares, The Barbarian Oath, is a narrative of Algeria during the civil war of the 90s. In his prize-winning work, Sansal didn't hesitate to take aim at the highest political figures of Algeria, including sitting and former presidents.
In Algeria, my books were censored because they were full frontal attacks on power. I named names. I didn't use any aliases. I named them, Mr. Bouteflika, Mr. Boumediene, and so on. And I treated Islamism the same way. So, of course, I made a lot of enemies.
An atheist and proponent of science, Sansal has regularly written and spoken out against religious extremism. One of his works is set in a dystopian world taken over by Islamism. Sansal has warned of a growing Islamization of France, a position that's endeared him to some French far-right leaders. His pro-Israeli stances have also caused outrage among some in Algeria. Sansal has called himself a reluctant dissident.
Socially, I don't exist in Algeria. I'm not invited anywhere.
Sansal was granted French citizenship in 2024 in a ceremony presided over by President Emmanuel Macron himself. In November of that year, he was detained in the Algiers airport and then sentenced this past March to a 5-year prison term on charges of undermining Algeria's national unity. It followed the writer's remarks about land transfers during France's colonial rule. The case became an element of a larger diplomatic rift between France and Algeria, with Macron continuing to appeal for mercy for the imprisoned writer. In the end, Algeria accepted a German proposal to pardon Sansal, where he was set to travel for medical treatment. According to his family, Sansal suffers from prostate cancer.